Hello,
Hello, sir.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well, very well. Looking forward to a nice meeting tonight. Get some things accomplished. How are you doing?
Doing very well.
Put the video on here. Is it just me and you right now?
There's Gerald Otler.
Okay, great. I see you went to the same barber I went to.
Yeah, I think we're all in the same school. Sorry, I'm just
Whoa, look at that. You get to start a membership here or something. That's great. All right. All right, I'm just going to mute the call for now and I'll be here. I'm going to probably log in on the laptop too so I can see the drawings and blueprints and whatever else comes up.
Everybody's here in the state. All right, it being 6 p.m. and a quorum being present, I will call the April 9th, 2024 meeting of the Freetown Conservation Commission to order. Item number 1 is request for determination of applicability to Crossroads Drive. Jason Lanigan. And do we know? Is there anyone here for Crossroads Drive?
Oh, I think he's
Yeah.
stepping on.
Mr. Lanigan, if you can unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, fine. Now you go. All right. You just want to give us a little bit of a rundown on what you're going to do.
So yes, so the proposed, sorry, I'm just at the playground with the kids. I couldn't get a babysitter, so but the proposed application is for us to build a pad and a roof over a barbecue smoker on the existing asphalt on the northwest corner of the parking lot. So we wouldn't be disturbing any new area with any permanent structures. Those would be contained to the existing asphalt.
Okay. Yes, it's basically pretty easy go here. The only thing that we would request is that you make sure you put up a barrier. Is that what you had proposed along the 76 elevation? It's some silt fence or
So that's an old site plan.
okay.
We can put up a short silt fence if that's what you'd like us to do.
Yes.
But that is from the old construction. But we can put up a silt fence around the back during construction.
Okay, fine. All right. Anyone have any questions Chris, do you have any question? No. Is he there?
He's on.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
on.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Sorry,
Uh,
my mute button wasn't there, but no, I don't have any questions. That's pretty straightforward right there.
yes. Exactly, all right, I'll accept the motion to approve the request on a negative determination number 3. That the work is in a buffer zone, but does not alter or the area subject to the act.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made. Do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor? Chris,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
and I also say aye. Motion passes unanimously. All right, sir, your paperwork should be done, ready for you in a couple of days. If you give the office a call before you come.
Do you want that mailed out or do you want it picked?
I can pick it up. I can stop by,
Okay, perfect.
but and thank you very much for hearing us on such short notice. So we appreciate it.
No problem. Take care. Item number 2 is a request for determination for 0 Bell Rock Road, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. You want to
So
build some bridges.
Gerald is from Commonwealth. I'm with Rafi. We're the ones working with DCR.
Can you just state your name for the record?
John Tomasky.
Thank you.
All right, so again, not a big issue, but if you give us a little rundown.
Yeah, so basically, we had a negative determination in March of last year. It was basically part of an existing RDA that was in 2021 that we were able to start the work under, but that RDA expired last month. So we're just here to basically get it on paper going forward and not being on that old one that we were under before.
Okay.
The same information is being presented to you as what was presented in March. Nothing's changed. We've worked with DCR to, start the work. There's a work site to the right of that. We're going to use that as the go around, if you will.
Mhm.
What the initial discussion with DCR was to avoid impact, but there's a stream that goes perpendicular through that, which is what all that water is coming from. So the best way to do this is where we originally planned it, which is right down the middle.
Okay,
And so we've sent the blueprints. We're getting the materials. And that's where we are.
all right. Anyone have any questions?
No.
All right. I will entertain a motion that we find that will allow it under the negative determination 2 and 3, that the work in the area is subject to the act and the buffer zone, but is not going to alter the area.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made. Do we hear a second?
I'll support the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor? Chris?
Aye.
Steve?
Fine.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
There's a second part so DCR is here. At some point, we're gonna have discussions between myself, Rafi, and somebody from DCR about a maintenance plan. We just wanted to at least make the Conservation Commission aware of those meetings that will be taking place.
Okay,
It will be to do the future sites that are just like this. So we're not there yet. We'll, I guess.
Yeah, and just to put this in a little larger context, my name is Gerald Otler. I'm Director of Trails and Greenways at DCR. Joining me is Ali Achandi, who is Senior Trails and Greenways Planner. And we are charged with maintaining our facilities statewide in good condition. To do so, often work closely with partners like NEMBA. We simply don't have the staff to do everything everywhere. And so we know that Freetown Fall River State Forest has been, there's a lot of deferred maintenance on the trails. We think it's not good for users. It's not good for the ecology of the forest, and so we want to have a better approach there to doing ongoing operations and maintenance, and to that end, we look forward to working with NEMBA and all of you to develop and permit that kind of operations and maintenance plan that would then let us and them go in and do the work that's necessary, quickly, and in a way that protects the wetland resources.
Fine. All right. I do have one question. Do you have a set of regulations for the bridges as you build them? Or do they kind of go as they need to be? I'm wondering, I cross one of you, I go through the forest quite often and use your bridges. One of them I found though, it was kind of steep for the end of at the end of the bridge. And I'm just wondering if it was the way it was supposed to be. Not that I had a problem with it, but I could see where there could be somebody slip on it and take a header.
Yeah, I mean, I need to, and Ali, feel free to jump in if you have any thoughts. I mean, I know that bridges, and especially kind of puncheons and bog bridges and boardwalks, often get built by volunteer groups,
Right.
From NEMBA to the Student Conservation Association to Boy Scouts, and those are groups with, different levels of skill and sophistication. Of course, we always want to be out there with our own staff to make sure it gets done properly, but this wouldn't be the first time maybe that there's something that got built that isn't built in the ideal way. So we're going to go out there and Ali and I, well, Ali, you may have been there before. I've never been there, so I'm looking forward to seeing all these trails firsthand, and that can be part of what we look at. If there are changes to existing structures, improvements that we can think about making, then those can go on the list as well.
Yeah, I just kind of giving you a little bit of a heads up.
Yeah.
More than anything else, like I said, somebody comes along that walking a little too fast or something, they could end up taking a
I
head.
can speak a little bit to that. Are you referring to the ones that are closer to Dartmouth that are kind of new?
No, these are one on the trail that comes out of the State Forest headquarters.
Yeah, so that's a different style than the one that we're building.
Okay,
The one that we're building is very similar to the one that just went in a few years ago, closer to the Fall River Redevelopment Authority.
Okay.
So it's more of like a ramp up over than ramp down kind of thing. It's for motorized traffic as well, so there's not gonna be any issue of getting onto the bridge because it's meant for motorized. So there are different styles of bridges, and I think I know which one you're talking about because it's pretty great, but it's
Yeah.
got that little,
right.
Yeah, and
It's
there's-
long, it's
and there's some
nice
others being
deal.
built down in the Dartmouth area that are even more difficult that I would agree with you on, that they need to be slightly adjusted. But that's again what, we can work with DCR to correct.
All right. Anything else, or we all set? Well,
That's it. We'll let you know when we've advanced with this work, and again look forward to cooperating with all of you to improve the trails in the state forest. In terms of just a practical question, in terms of any paperwork associated with this RDA, I would want at least an electronic copy. I don't know, in the past, John, did any of it get sent to you?
So I have the copy from last year. I'll forward whatever I get.
Okay,
So you
Or
want-
you can.
So,
you
so
can get
who
the
wants
copy.
the original? Cause we typically email everyone involved with the electronic copy, but I mean, who wants the mailed original copy?
why don't you send it to me? I'll put my address in the chat now. I don't think we need to record. Maybe I've never had to record an RDA, but we have our general counsel for orders of conditions always wants the original. Not all COMCOMs are still issuing a traditional paper original, but when it gets issued, we need it sent to us, and so that we can provide that. So I may as well put the original of the RDA or the determination in the file. Let me post my address in the chat now.
Thank you.
All right, we're good here. You are. Okay,
Thank you all.
you're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
You have a good day. Item number 3. Request for extension of order of conditions 8 East Chipaway Road, Bolton, Cedar Swamp, Lambs Village. Hello.
Hello.
So we have gotten your document from your I guess was architect. Yes. And we understand your request for a 3-year extension. One of the things why we asked for the documents we want to make sure that we see progress on at least on the project. And so you've documented it there. So I would say we've been having a few of these requests lately, and we have been issuing them for 3 years. So anyone has any questions or any comment they would like to make? I'll accept a motion that we make the extension of order of conditions for Lambs Village, pardon me, for 3 years.
I'll make that.
I'll make the motion. I'll support
Motion's
the
made
motion.
and seconded. Right.
Here we go.
Made and seconded. Chris
Aye, yes.
says aye. Steve
Aye.
says aye. Aye. You'll get your extension for 3 years. When,
In a few days, would you like me to mail it out to the address we have on file?
Please,
Okay, perfect.
I appreciate that.
no
No
problem.
problem.
That has to be, that has to go to forever to.
To be recorded, yes.
record.
We'll say that in the email too. We'll let you know.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, you're welcome.
you.
Take care. Good
Have
luck.
a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Item number 4, discuss and vote on recommendation to purchase 0 Richmond Road. The map is 207, pardon me, lot 38 and 111. Did everyone get a chance to at least read a little bit of what was proposed? The land is already in escrow, I guess you could say, or.
Hey, did you want me to kind of
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, I included a report, for you all in the packet, regarding a potential land purchase of 2 parcels off of Richmond Road. Both of these parcels are already permanently protected through a conservation restriction. There is one, section by the roadway that's approximately 4 acres that does not have a conservation restriction on it. So potentially it could have maybe a single family home or a duplex, as development on there. It is zoned, that section is zoned residential. So the remainder of the acreage is zoned open space and has what's called the conservation restriction, the CR on them. And so you have to preserve, the land as it states in the CR, which I've included in the packet. So I'm of the opinion that purchasing the parcels does not afford any additional protections on it, except for that small 4 acres of land that could potentially have, a single family home or maybe a duplex on it. So this was brought at first to the commission, but it wasn't clear if it was being offered directly to us, which it does make a difference if the town purchase it or if the Conservation Commission purchases it. So then the property owner then went to the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Selectmen reached out to a bunch of different departments to see if they had any interest. So that's essentially it, but if you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Anyone have any other comments or questions?
I do not.
Steve?
Nope, all set.
I'm going to, Victoria has made some pretty good points here that it's already protected. And they would like, they're offering at like $165,000. So we would be spending money to buy it for the town. For, no real use as far as I think.
Mhm.
And so I wouldn't recommend that we make an offer on it. I'll accept a motion, or if someone wants to say something otherwise. Oh, please do it now.
Well, I guess just a question, how much money do we have to spend to buy things right now? What is in that account?
So in the land fund, we have a little over $100,000 in the account. So we don't even have enough funding to purchase this. If we wanted to, we would have to look at other funding sources, either through appropriating money at town meeting or through grant funding.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm good with what Charlie wants to do there with that. I know he's done the research, so I've only just reviewed here what's available, but if there's no advantage to the acquisition, it's already protected, so let's move on.
All right, you want a motion?
Yes.
I'll make
a
that motion, sure.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, so the motion, I'll paraphrase. The motion is to not take any action on the request for purchase of the property.
So would it be more of a recommendation to not purchase it? So the,
Right.
like, and submit it to the board of
Right,
selectmen?
exactly.
Okay, just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. All right, we all clear on that?
Yes,
I'll accept the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion is made,
I'll second it.
motion is seconded. Chris
Aye,
says aye. Steve?
Aye.
Aye. The motion has been passed unanimously not to recommend we purchase it. The next item is on update on the Conservation Commission job posting. And we've had it posted, and I understand we've had several candidates, so.
Yeah, I think we've had about 4 applications. So I just want to give the commission an update because we're supposed to start the review of applications tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I wasn't sure how the commission wanted to move forward with doing that. In terms of, is there a board member or 2 that want to be a part of the hiring process, or if the whole commission wants to be, we just have to, there might be some executive session required or things like that. So it depends which way we're doing it. So I just kind of wanted to broach that.
historically, what has happened? Does anyone have a reference on that?
No.
It's different for Concom, I think, because we appoint our own, we appoint our own, employees. But I think for the Board of Selectmen, sometimes they have like a hiring committee and it's like the personnel chair. And then if like the departments that would work with them or something like that. And then they would interview them. So I just wasn't sure how the commission wanted to move forward or what kind of involvement you wanted in the process.
What are you thinking, Charlie?
Well, I'm open to any commissioner, wanting to have a voice and wanting to be in the review if they so wish. If, you really aren't that interested or anything, I'll take on the responsibility of sitting down with Victoria and interviewing the people as we make it, if that's the way you want to do it. But, any commissioner who wants to come in, I think that they, have a right to come in. Their input would only add to the process. So that would be, I guess, my feeling.
Okay, and now that I think something like that happened in the past, if I remember correctly, and then we would get a summation of the interview, the candidate, a little bit of their background, maybe even a resume, and then we'd briefly talk about it, and then we'd vote on that and move forward. So that's probably the best approach, I think.
Okay. All right. That's fine, okay, that would be a good way of doing it, we'll sit down with the people, we'll do some interviews. We'll make a recommendation, would you want to have, Chris, would you want to have any input in an interview, like maybe like a possible second interview of, the primary candidates? Or do you want us
I'm
to
good with
bring up-
your, we can review it and see. I mean, if you needed me to, I would do that, but I don't, I'm not compelled to do that. I know what's in the best interest of the town and this commission. And I will support your decision.
All right, then, why don't we at least go step one? We'll have the, Victoria and I'll have the interviews. And, if anyone else, if Margaret's not here tonight, if she wants to put some input or come to the interview, she may also, and we'll go from there.
Okay,
All right?
Perfect.
All right, and then any other business properly to come before the Conservation Commission?
I have none, thank you.
All right, if that be the case, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion has been made.
I will support the motion of the gentleman in the yellow shirt.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Chris?
Aye. Aye.
Steve? Aye. Aye. All right. There we go.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Chris. You take care.